Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, travel professionals, and welcome to today's training session. Thank you for joining us today. We very much appreciate your time. I'm Doug Cook. I'm the publisher of Jack's Facts Travel Marketing, and I will be the moderator today. And today we have a fantastic presentation on the Alentejo region of Portugal, Alentejo region, excuse me. As we will hear, this region hits all the hot buttons of what the post-COVID travelers are looking for, with its wide open spaces, outdoor activities, culinary culture, and so much more. This session is very timely as Portugal has recently announced the reopening of its borders to U.S. citizens. And here to tell us more about that is Selena Tavares, who's the director for Visit Portugal in the U.S. And after Selena's presentation, we will hear from Antonio Lacerda, who is the general manager of Visit Alentejo. So we look forward to that. Just a reminder that there will be time for questions and answers after the presentations, so please do send us those in the space provided. And now it is my pleasure to turn things over to Selena.
Thank you so much, Doug, and welcome everyone. Let me share my screen with you so that you can see our side of the presentation. And I believe that everyone is now seeing our presentation. And give me just 1 second. So I'm the director for the US, as Doug introduced. Thank you, Doug. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us today and for taking the time to learn about Portugal and Alentejo. And also thank you, Antonio, and thank you, Alentejo, for inviting us for this brief full update before we go ahead to the main stage and learn more about the amazing destination that Alentejo is. So I'm here just to give you a quick update on what's going on in Portugal at the moment, and you know, vaccination-wise and border restrictions and airlift, etc. So let's start with vaccination. So as you can see, vaccination in Portugal is doing well. We had a little bit of a rough start, but so far we have to implement and meet the timings and the targets that we are expecting. We do forecast that 70% of the adult population in Portugal will be vaccinated by the end of summer, beginning of September. So that's very good news, and we're very happy that the vaccination at the destination is going well also. As for the current airlift, this is the current airlift now from the US to Portugal. So with American Airlines, we used to have Philadelphia, Lisbon, and at the moment it was suspended until summer 2022. With SATA or Azores Airlines, we currently have operating Boston, Ponta Delgada, and Boston, Terceira, so Ponta Delgada and Terceira Islands in the Azores. With Delta just announced, I believe 2 days ago, the restart of their operation JFK to Lisbon on August 1st. So amazing news. You know, we're also seeing the confidence coming back from the major US carriers to restart their operation to Portugal. And then we have the same with United also, and United already confirmed that they're restarting also on July 2nd their Newark-Lisbon flight with daily services to Portugal. And then with TAP Air Portugal, we have the same situation. So TAP Air Portugal did stop, they never stopped flying directly and mainly here out of New York, but they did just now started also resuming most of their services, or since the beginning of this year, resuming most of their services also from the US to Portugal. So as you can see here, we have Lisbon, New York operating. We have Lisbon, Boston also. We have Toronto and Montreal out of Canada. We also have Washington Dulles to Lisbon and Miami to Lisbon, and Chicago and San Francisco also to Lisbon. And then we do also have their flight to Porto out of Newark. So as far as the entry restrictions currently are from the west to Portugal. So as I'm sure most of you know, Portugal has reopened to the US on June 15. Thank God. I mean, we were all so keen to have these wonderful news to share with you all. So finally, you know, Portugal has reopened its borders to the US. So currently, to enter. There are, just so you are aware, the restrictions change a little bit from mainland Portugal and to Madeira and the Azores, but the basics are the same, which is you need to test before you travel to the 3 destinations. So to enter mainland Portugal, you do have to do one of 2 tests. So either a PCR test that needs to be performed within the 72 hours before the first boarding point, or then a rapid or antigen test that needs to be performed within 48 hours before boarding. You also need to complete the passenger locator card before traveling, or most of the airlines will also have it available during the flight. And then to enter Azores and Madeira, as you can see here, the Azores and Madeira Islands, the restrictions are, the basic restrictions are the same, which is you need to test before you travel. On the Azores specifically, if your stay, is longer than 7 days, then you also need to test on the 6th day. That's the most common stay length in the Azores Islands. Although if you are also staying then further than 12 days, you will also need to test again. These tests can be are performed in the laboratories in Azores, and you just need to reach out to the local health authorities to schedule your testing. Out of the US, you know, most of the people traveling to Azores will have their pre-booked and their trip organized. So the companies in the Azores are also, the local DMCs and incoming agents are also ready to organize all of this for you in case your stay in the islands is longer than 6 or 12 days. Also, just to remind you, then returning from the US, it is also necessary to test to return to the US. We do have a list available of sites in Portugal where your clients can get tested, which is available here on this slide. We can also share it with you afterwards. As for the movement restrictions within Portugal, at the moment there are no border restrictions, and there's no border restrictions with Spain. So movement between the 2 countries has been restored since May 1st. So, you know, countries that want to do multi-destination, combining Portugal with any other European countries, or, you know, what is the most common, which is with Spain. There's no movement restrictions, either flying or traveling by road. So they're more than welcome to visit both destinations now without having to worry about testing or showing any proof of not having COVID or vaccination. And the same rules also apply for cruises in Portugal at the moment. So to enter a cruise or to cruise in Portugal, you do have to show one of the 2 tests, so either a PCR test or a rapid antigen test. So far in the country, most businesses like hotels, you know, restaurants, shops, monuments, you know, all tourism activities, everything is now almost fully operating. Of course, you know, these businesses are privately owned, so people are deciding on their own timing when to open, but at this point, you know, 90% of all businesses have reopened, as well, you know, as the economy, both in mainland and islands. There is just the main difference between now here in the US and in Portugal that we also want to bring your attention to is that in Portugal, the use of face mask is still mandatory. So make sure that you also let your clients know about the mandatory use mask in the destination, because there are fines that can be applied in case people did not comply with the current law. And then just to cover and introduce and start the introduction now for Antonio and the reminder partners that will be talking to you today about the Alentejo. So as you know, Portugal is a small country, so we're roughly the size of Maine, so it's very easy to travel around. We do have one of the most developed road systems also in Europe, probably the best one after Germany. And also we have a very extensive railway system, as you can see. So the railway system will appear here on your left side, on your on the left map there, where you see Portugal in green. So that's the railway system in Portugal. You can also see the website there for the railway system operators, which is cp.com or then Alfa Pendular. So Alfa Pendular is the high-speed train in Portugal. So for example, from Lisbon to Porto, it will take you 2 hours and 30 minutes on the high-speed train. It's also, it's not only efficient time-wise, but it's also very inexpensive. So a return ticket on the high-speed train from Porto to Lisbon costs you around $70. So it's very inexpensive also to travel through railway in Portugal, and then to travel through the country and mainland via road, as you can see here. It's a 3-hour drive from Porto to Lisbon, and then a 2-hour 40 minutes from Lisbon to Faro. So it's very easy to travel, either, you know, if you have clients that want to do fly and drive, or if you have to organize transfers for your clients to travel throughout the country, or visiting what are considered the main areas by the US clients, which is normally Porto and Lisbon, and then with stops along the way, and of course then also extending to the Alentejo. So it's very easy to travel using by car in the country. And then also it's also very easy to travel to the islands, as you can see here, from Porto to from Porto or Lisbon to Azores. It's about a 2-hour and 25-minute flight, domestic flight. And then from Porto to Madeira is a 2-hour and 5-minute flight, and from Lisbon it's a 1-hour and 25-minute flight. So very easy again to also reach the islands in case you have either extended programs after the tour in the mainland, or even combining Porto and Lisbon, or Porto or Lisbon with one of the island destinations also. Sorry, it wasn't really going through the slide, but I think everyone can see it. So just now introducing you to also, and preparing the road now for Alentejo to take over and Antonio to take over. So as you know, Portugal is the most western country in Europe. We have a very strong connection to the sea. We have 900 years of stable borders, and that also reflects in the variety of the culture and heritage you find from north to south, and also the islands. And that also has had a very positive impact on the local gastronomy and wines that you can also experience when visiting the destination. We have World Heritage sites from north to south, and also in the islands. We have a network of 146 museums and national monuments, and we also have 528 miles of coastline with golden beaches and sunshine throughout the year. Most of the, some of the most amazing beaches in Portugal are also in Alentejo, as Antonio, I'm sure, will be showing you, with an amazing coastline and protected areas. So we're also a wonderful destination for combining, with your cultural holidays with maybe a stay for a more relaxing couple of days, 2 to 3 days, to get some sunshine and go to the beach and enjoy the Portuguese coastline also. And then, climate-wise, we have a very mild climate in Portugal. So we do have very mild winters, you know, always between 66 to 70 degrees. And then during summertime, the summers are a bit hotter and also a little bit drier. And it averages around 75 to 120 degrees during the summertime. Normally during summertime, we have roughly around 12 hours of sunlight, and then during winter time, around 7 hours of sunlight. As I'm sure, you know, people that have been to Portugal, if you have been to Portugal, your clients, I'm positive that you already know that our biggest asset as a destination are for the Portuguese people. We take great pride in welcoming everyone independently of their background. As I mentioned, you know, we have a very diverse gastronomy with, and we have wines with indigenous grape varieties also that you can only experience when traveling to Portugal. And now I think with that, I will move to Antonio and let you learn and experience a little bit about Alentejo, even if it is virtually.
Okay.
Hello. Thank you, Selena and Doug. Thank you so much. And Selena, you said it all. You speak so well about Portugal and about Alentejo that I believe that my work is already done. Thank you for that. And
Thank you so much.
No, it was great. It was simply great. Thank you, Selena. And I'm going to start to share with you a little bit of my region. We stay on the south of Lisbon, the other side of the Tagus River, between Lisbon and Algarve. And I ask Doug to change the slide, please, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot. We are in a small country. We are a small region, only with 27 square kilometers. A low density because we are less than 10 by square mile. As Selena said, our summer is typically hot and dry. Winters are very quiet, mild and wet, and we have an average of 300 days with sun each year. Our problem is we don't have rain enough. We have water problems, strong water problems, because we don't have enough water. And please, Doug, change again. And as Selena has already explained, in a small country, all the connections are very easy to do. And it's easy to drive in Portugal because we have very good highways. Selena explained it. And you can combine your trips or the trips of your clients, mixing Lisboa with Porto, Lisboa with Alentejo, Alentejo with the northern region, central region with Algarve. The Alentejo is all that dark green that you can see on the map, well served by highways, well served by railways, and from Lisbon to the city center of Évora, that is our main town, is only 134 kilometers. It's 1 hour and 15 minutes driving by the highway. And if you pretend to go to the northern part of the region, that is Marvão, a beautiful castle in the top of a hill, it's more or less 2 hours driving. Or if you pretend to go to a small place nearby Évora, that is also a castle in the top of a hill, Monserrate, you just need to drive less than 2 hours, 1 hour and a half, because it's 185 kilometers. And to Sines, in the seaside, in this main harbor, it's 1 hour and a half driving. It's 160 kilometers, and you have the highway. And after you get out and you travel to Sines. Mértola, on the bottom of Alentejo here, already nearby Algarve, it's 235 kilometers, so a little bit more or less 2 hours and a half to drive. We are not big. It's a region that you can do in Sundays and you can visit it all. And please, like, if you don't mind, you can change the slide. So the first thing that I will love to share with you is our landscape. Alentejo is like that. The nature is in a pure situation. We have our forest. This is our forest, the cork tree forest, the cork oaks that you see, some cows that are going slowly by the region. We don't have big hills. It's only very plan, very flat. And we have a lot of light. Our light is special. Our sky is really blue during the day and really dark during the night with lots of contrast. You can see all the stars that you can imagine. Just look into the sky with your own eyes. Please, like, if you don't mind, to change the slide again. And you see, we have this small village inside castles where there are still people living in. In this small place that is called Monserrat, there are 98 persons living in. There are a church, there are some hotels, some shops, some that wine tasting bars, and you can be inside the walls and looking around 36 degrees around, you can see all. And in the other side of the lake that you can see over there is already Spain. It's so near that is in 15 minutes you can reach Spain from this point. And please, like, change again if you don't mind. And I already speak about the cork tree forest, and now I'm going to speak a little bit more about it. The cork forest is really important. You know that also the space shuttle, the American space shuttle, use cork to isolate against the cold and the warm. This is the best natural isolator that we can have. And those trees that you can see over there, they are able to catch 5 times more carbon than other tree. This is really a nice contribution to the climate, to avoid the climate change. To have cork tree hooks everywhere, it's a great, great opportunity for the environment. And under these trees, and feeding themselves with the fruits from those trees, there are black pigs, Alentejo black pigs, that have a fantastic meat. For sure that I believe that you have already listened to speak about the black pig bacon. It's the very tasty, very special, and you must try it once in a lifetime. Please change the slide if you don't mind. And okay, and we are still with the cork tree forest, but we are at the same time on the left side the vineyards starting to appear. We are the biggest producer of wine in all Portugal. We have 320 producers of wine in the region, and some of them are full prepared to receive clients and to provide wine experience to everybody. You can have tasting wine, you can make your own wine, you can have spas with wine treatments. You can do everything around the concept of the wine and the culture of the wine. And you can visit the vineyards and you can visit the nature in doing horse riding or doing walking or cycling, whatever you want. And this picture is from now. The colors on the fields are these ones now, but in the near future, in 15 days, because we start to have lots of it now, everything will become yellow, completely yellow, because the color change completely with the heat. In the next week, we go over the 40 Celsius degrees. We go over than that. It's really, really hot. We have a really hot summer. Please, Doug, if you don't mind. But we have special places that when you can provide you a full service with high level of quality. These kind of glampings, we have several in particular places in the middle of the nature, nearby a river, a small river or a small lake. You will find the right spot to be, the right spot to be with your kids, to make activities with them, to discover the region, to go walking around the place, and you can stay in a place so simply as that, but at the same time so special, so different, so unique. And I believe that the new luxury is the exceptional things, the things that you cannot find in some other places. And please, Doug, let's change the slide again, if you don't mind. Thank you. At our beach, our seaside, you can see as we are just in front of the States, just on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. And our beaches are, this is one of our beaches with more than 50 kilometers, with a sandy beach, with a golden sand. You can see it all. And it's a summer picture, and the beach are not crowded. The beach are so big that you have, for sure, a mile just for you, if you wish. And we can go on with the presentation. We can show you some more, and the nature, the balance between the man, the nature, the animals, our biosphere. It's very well preserved. This is a rice field with lots of birds, and the house of the owner, the house of the worker on this field is just over there. So it's all living together, man, nature, animals, in a perfect harmony. This is our way of living. This is precisely like that we pretend to be, and we are just we are like this. And please, like, change again. And we have time to do everything. We have time to do nothing if you want, or if you pretend to be in a 5-star hotel. This is the case. It's a 5-star hotel, São Lourenço do Barrocal, and you can ask to eat outside in the middle of the flowers. They prepare a picnic basket, they deliver it to you, and you go out. You can have local products, the local bread, the local ham, the local cheese, the local wine, in a very circular economy where you transform what is around you. You use the products from the that are 0 kilometers away. This kind of products don't have to make a mile to reach to you. They are from the neighbors. And this is also something that we believe that is a strong way to promote our region, showing that there is no end of life for the things, but that there are a circular way to use them. And the producers of the bread can change with you their services, and you provide to the bakery your own capacity. And so the profit of all this activity remains on the community, remains on the local. The money that your clients are going to pay, they stay on this small village. They stay there. They don't go away to a place that we don't know where is. It's a different concept of tourism. Meet the locals, live like the locals, go in an immersive way, deeper and deeper in the local culture. And please, like, change again. And we must speak about the people from Alentejo, people that have their own culture, they have their own way to sing. And for example, this group of men are singing a special kind of song that is classified by UNESCO as immaterial heritage legacy of the world, of the humanity, because it's unique, really unique. You cannot listen it in any other place, just in Alentejo. And thanks to the classification that UNESCO gives to this way of singing, the cant from Alentejo, now the kids in school are learning how to sing. They understand that their culture is it's something that everybody valorizes, everybody appreciates, and so they pretend to know how to sing also. And please, Doug, change again, because we are going to speak about a little bit more about our culture, but in a very naive way. Please, Doug, if you don't mind. For example, these clay figures, those clay figures that were in the other picture, it's not necessary to go back. They are very simple, very naive. They are also classified by UNESCO as immaterial legacy from the humanity. It's the way that we reproduce our lives, the workers on the fields, the workers, the work that you made at home. We transform it in clay figures, like small souvenirs that they are it's a technical, very old. And at the same time, we have modern equipments like this spa that is in the middle of the rice fields. As you can see, the green is the rice field, but you have the spa there in the middle of the nature, in the middle of nowhere. You can be by yourself there, giving a nice treatment and looking outside, see the nature. This is nearby the sea, but we don't have hotels in the front line of the sea. The hotels are 5 kilometers away from the dunes to preserve the dunes. Our beaches are the most preserved ones in all Europe. So they are strongly promoted and storing. There are lots of people that look for them because of that situation. We control the number of persons that go to the beach, and so we keep it preserved. And please, Dave, you can change again. And let me tell you that the way how we live is a very simple way. This is a normal house from Alentejo, a white and blue house. The white is because of the heat. You know that the white color, when you paint your house with white colors, the heat don't go inside. And if you have small doors and small windows, the inside remain fresh for more time. And this kind of life that we can share with you, you can share with your clients, came to visit a place where we have time to live, a quality time to live. And please, Dave, change again. And the most important thing in Alentejo, after all, is the people. The people that live here, the people that work here. As you can see in those pretty faces, the people naturally smile and offer you something. This is in a normal, traditional market in a small village in Alentejo, in fact, is in Estremoz, and these people is selling sausage and cheese and wine to everybody, but they are happy. People in Alentejo are like that, smiling for receiving you, and for sure that you don't have any kind of problems to communicate with the locals, because if they don't understand you by your words, for sure they will understand you by your signs. And if you use your hands to speak, to point what you pretend, everybody will understand you in a universal language that belongs to all of us. And after that, I will love to invite you to know a little bit more about Alentejo. But in this moment, I'm going to invite, and please change the slide. I present that Melanie Wolfram share with you some time to explain our heritage value to you. And it's a small appointment that I ask back to pass. There are a few images in the beginning that have no sound at all. Don't worry, it's really like that. This is Monserrat. And now the And now it's time to share something with Teresa Vilas Boas that are going to speak with you about our different kind of lodgement. This is the agroturismo. Please pay attention. And now, if we are to speak about wine with Alexandra Massanita, and we change, please, Doug, we change to another testimonial image from the sky, and after we will pass to Fita Pereira, local wine producer. And now let's ride a bike with Pedro Rocha, showing visiting a place in a different way. Bye bye. And thank you to all of you to see these small appointments. And Doug, if you want, we are ready to answer to some questions that maybe someone.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have some here.
with us.
Thank you for that presentation, Antonio. I think, as promised, you hit upon all the reasons why the post-COVID era traveler will want to explore Alentejo. I'll get it right eventually.
Alentejo.
Alentejo. And Selena, thank you. As Europe continues to reopen, it's going to be important for travel advisors to know the restrictions each country has. So I think your presentation was very important and timely. So thank you for that. Now let me take a look and see what we have for questions here. Oh, also a couple reminders before I jump into this. This presentation is being recorded and it will be available on our website, jaxfax.com, underneath Advisor Resources early next week. We will also be sending a follow-up to everyone with a link to that. Also, if you look on your control panel there, you'll see that there is a handout that's being provided. It's a media kit of Alentejo. So please take a look at that. And let's see what we have for questions. Selena, we have a question. I think you may have addressed this, but there was a question about how are you handling cruise passengers?
Exactly the same as air passengers. So they need to test either with a PCR. I mean, this is sea cruises, right? Because if you're cruising in the Douro River, you probably already have to have flown from the US to Porto or to Lisbon. So that's your test. And then to get into the river cruise, you're already tested. But yes, it's exactly the same restriction as for air travel. So either a PCR test that you need to do 72 hours prior to boarding, or an antigen or rapid test that you need to do 48 hours prior to boarding.
Perfect. Thank you very much. There's a question regarding the cost of trips. Is there a variety of packages available to the region? They're asking specifically, are there moderate price trips available?
I believe that Selena can answer this question.
Yes. So for both of us, so for both Alentejo and ourselves, Visit Portugal, Visit Alentejo and Visit Portugal, we are the National Tourism Board, so we don't sell tours to the destination, but we have a variety and a range of tour operators based here in the US that do offer these trips, either in an already pre-planned package, or they also offer the possibility of organizing escorted and FIT tours. Alentejo is currently offered by most of the tour operators based here in the US. Normally, also, as Alentejo and as Antonio and I also mentioned, combined with other regions in Portugal, so more within a touring of Portugal as a destination, combining Porto and Lisbon, or Lisbon with Alentejo and other areas of the country, rather than just Alentejo as a standalone destination. If you need any contacts, we can provide them to you, and I'm sure that all the agents here present here today also organize these types of trips for their clients. If you need contacts for companies in Alentejo, like incoming agents that offer and can help you organize the trips to the region, or hotels, or any types of tourism companies in the region, either myself or Antonio, we can also provide their contacts to you. Sorry.
Great. Thank you, Selena.
But we are not expensive. No.
Okay. Thank you. I think it
fairly priced.
Right. I think you mentioned this. There was a question about whether the border with Spain is open.
Yes, I believe I also covered that. Yes, the border with Spain is open since May 1st. So there's no restrictions now to travel either by road or by air between Portugal and Spain, or railway. So it's completely open.
Excellent. A couple of people expressed the interest in receiving this presentation so they could forward it on to their clients. So yes, you will be
Okay.
receiving it, and thank you for doing that. Antonio, there's a question. Does Visit Alentejo have a Twitter account?
No, not really. We have an Instagram account, a Facebook account, a LinkedIn account, but not a Twitter one.
Okay.
No, it's not usual in Portugal, but we will start one for the States.
That's true. Twitter is big here in the US, but it's not so much in Portugal.
Right. Okay. Well, looks like that was all the questions that we had. Thank you both very much for your presentations. Selena, Antonio, I'll give each of you a last word if you like.
Just to say, please come to Alentejo, please come to Portugal, because we are completely open, we are completely ready to receive you. Our hotels and restaurants have a clean and safe certification. We don't speak about it, but all the restaurants and the hotels, they must be under that rule that make everybody stay very safe inside it. They all go under this rule, and they are all classified as clean and safe equipments. Please,
Okay.
see
Yes,
by yourself.
just reinforcing what Antonio said, we are open, we are ready to welcome you. We have all the necessary health and safety measures in place. I mean, it's already, we've all been going through this pandemic for a year now, so we are all ready to go back to business, and including Portugal. And I think I can speak from everyone, both ourselves as the National Tourism Board, the regional tourism boards such as Alentejo, our companies, we're all eager to welcome American clients back. And I think the most important thing of all is that our assets as a destination have not changed. Our openness as a people to welcome tourists into our destination and to welcome foreigners into our destination has not changed. So we're just waiting for you, essentially.
Perfect. Sounds great. Okay, travel professionals, thank you for attending today's session. Everybody have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye now.
Bye.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
Bye.